I'm not able to do it. Wait.
Able to share your screen?
Yeah.
See, there is this button next to your camera icon.
Yeah, can you see?
Yeah, it's now beginning. Yes, now I can see. Oh, you
Okay,
have a
wait.
car.
Yeah, that's the
That's
before
from your
one.
level 1, I remember.
Yeah. So this is my robot first.
Ah, yes. Yes. Right. One second. Divyan is here. Let me admit him. Hello and welcome, Divyan.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. All right, we'll just quickly, you come in time, thank you. We'll just quickly look at what Moana is showing. So, yes, Moana, show me your robot.
Now I will show my second robot.
Second design. Oh, the second design is like a truck.
No, the plate one which I told you.
Oh, it's a plate. Oh, so it carries plates, huh?
Yeah.
And goes to the kitchen
Hmm.
to help your mom.
Yeah.
Ah. In
And I
fact,
also made one more robot.
huh. All right. Okay. So this is like an ice cream cone robot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. 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 All right. All right. Now we can go ahead and add some more details. All right.
Yeah.
And so we'll talk about that today. Okay. We'll go into more detail. Right. So this is the blocking stage. Yes, Divyan. Hi, Divyan. Were you able to develop a new character? And were you able to block it out?
Yes,
Yeah?
I made two versions of an R2D2 and a different character on its own.
So did you work on it more than what you showed me on the group? You shared some images, right? Of the
Which one?
I think you shared a new R2D2 heavily modified, and you also showed another robot.
Yeah.
So have you worked more on
Yes.
them?
A bit.
Okay, go ahead, show me while we wait for the rest.
Hey, can I share my screen after them?
Yeah, sure. All right, here we have Divyan's screen. All right.
So this is the first R2D2.
Yeah.
So this one, as you said on the group,
Yes. Yes. It's very much R2D2, right? It's like anyone will look at the design and say, "Ye to copy hai bhai."
yeah.
That's not what we want, right?
So this is another one.
Okay. There's some modification. There is some. Of course, you have maintained the same kind of head, right? With the same kind of color
Yes.
pattern and eyes and all of that. So that also then goes back to R2D2, right? But yes, the lower body is a different exploration.
This is
Yes.
a heavily modified one.
Yes, I can see. So, this is something that I mentioned on the group also, right? So now, you also want to consider the function of your design, right? So, like
Yeah.
for example, right now, when you've added this bar below between the side wheels that connect to the central wheel, right? Yeah, this bar, right? That's going transverse from one wheel to the other. Yeah, that bar. One second, Ashmin has joined in. Hi, Ashmin. Welcome to the call. Good morning. Hi. All right, we were just taking a quick look at Divyan's robot. So, as I was saying, Divyan, see, you wanna think about function as well, right? So, right now, if you were to connect the two wheels to that central wheel, I don't think these arms would be able to move, right, without distorting that, right? So, what is the function of those arms then? Right, then you begin to question, so this is the thought process, and today we're going to develop on this. I'm going to talk more about this. Let's wait for
Now can I share my screen?
yeah, thanks for sharing. Anything else,
I have one
Divyan?
more.
Yes. Avi, just hold on, Avi. I want to see some more things Divyan had to share. In fact, he has to share the classroom also that he was talking about. All right, yes. So are you using some subdivision here?
I used bevel.
You've used bevel. All right. So today we're going to get into bevel. All right. And so we'll get into bevel today. Right. So this is where you are on this robot, correct?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Thanks. Now, quickly, now that Divyan, again, your last session. Yes, Avi. Okay. Go ahead. Show. One second. Divyan, you can turn off.
One.
Yeah, Avi, go ahead. Share your screen.
Okay.
Where do I stop from?
Yeah, there you go. Ah, yeah. Now that we are seeing everyone seen, so this is what Avi has made. Yeah. So this is a different kind of modeling. Okay, go close, Avi, and turn off your side menu, N menu. All right. So this is where we will go eventually. Okay. So this kind of modeling is called subdivision surface. So if you click on the object, Avi, click on one of his on one his
This is
hair.
a curve. This is a curve. Yes.
Okay. Click on his hand. Yeah, and go close.
Yeah.
Frame selected. Frame selected. Don't zoom in. Just frame selected. Acha, it selects both. Okay, go into edit mode and then press A. Press A and now frame selected.
Fine. Frame selected.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So, and Avi, can you go to your modifiers? Do you have a subdiv on this or have you applied it?
It's I think I have like
Go to the modifier tab. Yeah, just click on modifiers. We'll see. Yeah,
it's
there's just a
it's
mirror. All right. All right. So as you can see, here, go close to your this thing and click away. Let's see the mesh without it being selected. Yes. So this is the kind of complexity where we will eventually get to, right? As you can see, here it's not just a cube, right? It's not just a. Don't move too much away. Just hold on. All right. And so this is a good example. You know what this is called? This is a mesh. Okay, this is in the actual sense a mesh, right? You can't call this a cube, you can't call this a polygon, it's not any basic shape, but it uses the principles of geometry to create any shape, right? And
it
so
started off as a cube.
yes, exactly, it started off as a cube. So you start off with box modeling, and then there are methods that take you to arrive here. Avi, can you zoom out a bit? Yes, yes, Moana.
Will we learn how to make this in as level 2?
No, we won't be learning how to make this exactly, but we'll be learning the foundations of it, right? Of this modeling technique.
Means how to make it. Means not how to make it, but how the shapes he has used is how to make them.
I'm going to try. Actually, level 2 is not about this. We are going to be talking about some other things. I'm just introducing you to it, right? So, so like I was saying, this is a modeling practice, okay? This is modeling techniques. There are several techniques used here, but there's nothing complicated. Once you learn one, then you learn the other, and then you will have a library of these techniques as well. Remember, like I was talking about visual library, like that you will develop a library of techniques as well. Like so far, you already have some techniques, right? You already been using some techniques, right? Certain things you do, and now as you're working in Blender, you're getting more and more comfortable. Tell me, are you getting more comfortable in Blender? Yeah, Ashmin and Moana, are you getting more comfortable since before? Yeah, and so
Yes,
that
we are
are we,
getting more
yes,
comfortable.
and as you'll notice, as you're getting more comfortable, you're learning more things, and those things are becoming part of your normal working in Blender, right? Things that you
Um,
didn't know before. Yes, Avi.
Yes.
when I start rigging this guy, I'll show him dancing on the group.
All right, all right. So just hold on, Avi. So this was so this kind of modeling is an extension of box modeling. You start with boxes, you start with cubes, and then there's a technique called subdivision surface. So I'm going to talk a little bit about subdivision today, okay? And so these fundamentals, you develop, and then you can model away from just straight lines and cubes and basic shapes. Because as you can see here, all the shapes are modified, right, to achieve these unique kind of shapes, right? And these are the things that are possible in 3D modeling, right? I'm going to talk more about this. All right, who
Shall I
else?
stop sharing?
Yes, you can stop sharing. All right, Avi, you can go on mute as well. And someone else has to join. Yeah? Why do I keep forgetting who all are in the session?
Austin.
What happened to Austin?
Even Pratyush.
Pratyush is not joining us today.
Pratyush is not coming
I
today.
just, Austin, please join the call. We have begun. Okay, Austin is missing, and all right. Okay, guys, so let's quickly take some sharing from Ashmin. Ashmin, show me what models you have. Can you share your screen?
Yeah, sure. One sec.
Do you have one or more designs?
I have one design.
Okay.
Wait.
All right. And all of you saw the video that I shared yesterday about, the process video of how you develop a design, a character. You,
Yes, sir. Yes.
you didn't see Moana? Where I talked about
I
the
saw
robot?
that video.
Okay, so Moana, you'll have to see that. I will talk about it a little briefly today. Yes,
On
Ashwin, I can see your screen.
notifications.
Oh, Ashwin has made like a big
So yeah,
robot.
I
You are
added a few limbs.
right, right. I can see. You've added few limbs. Good job, good job. Zoom in a bit. Let's take a
Can
closer
you
look.
hide the overlays?
Yeah. To hide the overlays, you just have to go up and you see that button,
Yeah.
two semicircles. Yeah, just click on that. There you go. It's gone. All right. Just can you turn to the side? I want to see what's on the elbow. What are those
Yeah.
shapes on the elbow?
Just like a
Ah,
shoulder pad.
so
thing.
yeah, so you've added some more detail, right? Some more visual
Yeah.
detail, right? Okay, that's what I wanted to see. All right, let's turn it around on the back side. I want to see the back side. Back. This is the right side, right? Just yes, that's how you made the jet packs. All right, cool. Okay, did you have fun doing this?
Yeah.
Was this fun? All right. Okay. Okay. So you can turn off your screen share.
I know how you made the jetpacks. You just extruded a cylinder, added a loop cut, and
No, the
then
kids, Avi, loop cuts, they don't know yet. Today we're
Because
going to learn all about loop
extremely
cuts.
simple. It's a cylinder and two cones.
Cones. Yes.
You could have also extruded and then just
And
Scaled
SS
it
into
and
the
scaled
square.
it as well.
that.
So I love this kind of discussion, all right? So this is where this is going, okay? Where you guys can discuss the various methods you can do the same thing, right? You can do the
But for
same
the
thing.
top part, did you add a cone mesh or did you just scale 0?
For what?
The top part of the jet.
Oh, that's just a cone.
Cone mesh. All right.
it's
Okay.
the project
Okay,
will
good.
get slow.
Okay, Avi, I want you to go on mute. Okay, we're going to start the session. All right. Divyan, can you please turn on your camera? All right, so we are 9 minutes in. All right, guys, so welcome to session number 4 of the level 2 workshop. Okay, and today I've got some really exciting things planned for you. Okay, you've already developed a character. Okay, so we have spent the last 3 sessions exploring shapes, exploring forms, putting things together, right, at whatever level, right? And I really love whatever you guys have come up with. All right, and we are going to deepen this procedure, okay? And today we're going to talk a lot more about blocking, right? So in the last session we began to get into Blender and start building, right? And today we're going to talk more about this blocking stage. So this blocking stage is not just in characters, okay? Blocking is also used in environments, right? Blocking is a very foundational stage in any production, whether it's one second, huh? All right, Austin, welcome to the call. Yes, so Austin, please turn on your camera. The session has begun. All right. So as I was saying, blocking is a very foundational stage in any production, whether it's gaming or movies or design, right? Any discipline that you see of design, right? Blocking is a foundational. Yes, Divyan, you have a question?
You said in movies, so is that animated movies?
Yes, in animated movies as well, right? So in animated movies, so the procedure always is like this, that anything that you want to produce, right, requires a lot of time and attention, right? And sometimes requires many people to work. So when you are producing, you have to be absolutely clear as what are you producing, right? You have to be absolutely clear, and that's why people do pre-production. Pre-production is where you do things quickly. Avi, can you stop dancing, please? You're really distracting me. Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. So pre-production is where you quickly design things, right? You quickly put things together and see if they are working. Because when you move into production, if you spend time on something that didn't work, Like you start putting details and all of that, and then you realize, oh, this is not working. This costs production, right? And production costs money. So when you're making a movie, if you're making the wrong scene or the wrong model, it gets very expensive. And that's why every production, anything that you produce, is always starts with pre-production, right? And in pre-production, there are certain things that people do. First, you can start by drawing, okay? In fact, every design house has people who draw very well, right? And who do the exploratory designs, so what we've been doing, where we have been drawing our characters, this is that exploration. So the pre-production department is actually filled with mostly traditional artists, right? Who develop this, okay? And then in a game studio or an animation studio, you might have a sculptor also who will take those drawings and start sculpting in clay, right? Make models, right? There will be someone in the 3D department who will start taking those drawings and start building in the 3D software. But whatever they're doing is all quick and dirty. What I mean by quick and dirty is that they don't take too much time to build it. It'll be like just quick, because we just want to check, is it working? Is it looking good? Is it what we intended? Right? Is it the kind of character we want? Is it functioning right? Right? So the pre-production stage is where you try all of this. Yes, Avi, you have a question? You have a question? Avi? Yeah, tell me.
You mean like Walt Disney?
Yes. Walt Disney, Pixar, all these companies have a very profound pre-production procedure. Very profound. They spend months in pre-production, right? And all good studios, or any studio that does work worth knowing, they all do pre-production very closely, right?
Is pre-production supposed to be like really fast?
It is intended to be fast, because you want to get to producing fast, right? And that's why whatever you do in pre-production is done quickly, right? So blocking is one of that, right? So what people actually do. I should have kept some references. Just 1 second. Let me just see if I can pull out something. 1 second, huh? Yes. Who has a question? Someone has a question? No. Okay. Avish just lowered his hand. Just let me show you something. Let me see if I can pull this out. Okay, never mind. I will show it to you online only. Okay, I'm going to share something with you guys. So when you see these kind of things, that's when you actually realize, oh, this is how these movies are made. So
A great example is the movie Singularity.
you saw it, yeah? You saw it, right?
Hey, my name is Hjalti Helmason, and I am the initial character.
1 second, huh?
The few of them and it. I'm now gonna want to give images of the picture to key it to a camera move previous. Away from it, kit batch with its. Is this previous method better?
Yeah.
Or worse
Okay.
than
So I'm just going to quickly just share something with you. Share my screen. Okay. And you saw Singularity, right? Moana. Singularity is a movie, a short film made entirely in Blender by the Blender Foundation, right? So you guys should check it out. It's on YouTube. It's a really nice short film. All right. Bring call back here. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah.
I saw it.
The name is Singularity, right?
Yes, Singularity. All right. So take a look at my screen here. Okay. So can you see the different levels? You can see here previs. Okay. So previs is called pre-visualization. And this is how a movie actually starts, right? Where they will just block out things. Can you see the background is just some random shapes are put, right? And then the next is the layout, where some more detail comes in, where your 3D model comes in, right? Where your character design comes in. Then here is the animation stage. This is where they actually put in the animation, right? Or the actions. And then you have your final, right? So this is kind of the procedure that any movie takes, even your Pixar movies, right? Even any movie, all movies, right? They take this process. So I'm going to show you some of this video. So here they're actually talking about previous workflow overview, right? So this is how the professionals work. See this. This is the previous stage. You can see how rough it is. And then this is the layout stage. You can see it's like a movie. The previous is also like a movie, Okay, he's just sharing some stuff. You can see here the different levels.
So they have to draw the actors.
So this is not drawing. This is you just placing rough models. At first, they're just blocked out. See, you can see this environment. It's just a blocking, right? No textures, no color, no lighting, just straight up in solid view, right? But you can place your camera. You can see what, you can do your composition. You can figure out your shots, right? And so this is how, see that you have your camera move, you can see the actions, and then it's just a matter of finalizing your shots, right? So this is just something that I'm kind of introducing you to, right? So I want you to, on YouTube you can search for things like making of, right? So like I was telling you, singularity. So singularity making of is also available. Yeah, so see here, this is the making of singularity. So this is their actual the actual short film, and they're showing how they made it in Blender, right? They're showing the procedures, the processes, how they came up with their designs, how did they execute those designs. So they're talking about everything. They're talking about pre-production, production, and post-production,
What
right?
language is it in?
It's in English, right? It's in English. And so you guys, any movie that you've watched and you want to learn about it, you can search on YouTube and say making of that movie. Like if I search making of Finding Nemo, you'll probably find it. Yeah, see, there you go. 18 years ago a video was put, right? So this is an old one, right? So here they show everything. See, they're showing how the storyboard is done. See, this is how they create the storyboards and they put it on the on the boards, actual boards, right? So so you can watch these. I'll probably link you guys to some videos that will give you a sense of the procedures. Anika, 1 second. All right, give you sense of the procedures that professionals use. Now, why am I sharing this, right? I'm sharing this because when I was young and when I used to watch movies or watch anything or see any creations, I used to think these guys just directly finally do it, right? I had no idea that there was a process and procedure. Divyan, can you please turn on your camera? Right? I didn't know that there is a procedure, process, right, that one can learn and arrive, right? And then I would see once in a while some people who do good drawing, like some video of someone drawing, and they would draw these final characters, right? And I would be like totally like, oh God, I will never be able to draw like that, or I will never be able to make like that, because it was a mystery to me as to how do they make these things, right? How do you arrive at that? Now, through my journey of learning this stuff, I've realized that everything is a process. Everything, there is a structure, there are steps that you have to take, right? Everything. No matter how complex a movie is, no matter how complex a design is, no matter how difficult it might finally look, it all starts with simple steps. And interestingly, all those steps are kind of similar, no matter what your discipline is, right? No matter whether it's a game or movie or architectural design. Divyan, I'm second call. Please turn on your camera. All right. So I'll share some videos with you, and you guys also can watch these kind of videos, making ofs. Okay, they're really insightful. They're really inspirational. You will get a sense of how do they think about these stories, how do they come up with them, how do they develop them, right? And what do they do? Okay. So as I was coming, see here, 1 second, I'll just share this. Here they're talking about storyboarding. You can see the story has been drawn on paper, right? And then the stories are posted on a board, and this is called a storyboard, right? And so the ideas that they are trying to show in the movie, those are all depicted, right? And that's where the storyboard comes from. And then once the storyboard is made, then this is taken into 3D. So see here, you can see he's doing character development. See, he's designing characters. Yeah, again, this is all shape and form. So I would sit and watch a lot of these kind of videos, right? And I would love seeing the process, the procedure, right? And of course, when I grew up much older and when I started at a studio, that's when I realized that these were procedures, and I would watch a lot of these kind of videos, and many of them are available on YouTube. You can just search making of whichever movie, right? And you'll find a documentary that talks about how they made it. Now it's got into the computer. Now you can see, all of this. 1 second, huh? It's a lot of fun. See, now you can see this. This is a previs. Previs is called a pre-visualization. See, it doesn't look like the final video. Now this is the final. Can you see? The same previs became the final, right? And then it came into movies. So you can search these things and take a look. All right. And watch some of these videos. It's very interesting. Okay, so coming back to what I was talking about. All right, one
Can
second.
we do some drawing today also?
Yes, of course, we will start a little bit with drawing. Okay, so as I was saying, 1 second, huh? So guys, let's start with some drawing. Okay, like you said. Okay, and let's do a little talking over the drawing as we do our exercise. Okay, as we do our warm up. So everyone, bring up your paper and your pencils. Okay, and let's do our ritual. Okay, of drawing our circles. Okay, and I want this to be your ritual. All right, it is the ritual where you kind of change your mindset towards a creative mindset, right? Where you connect with your hand, right? And warm up your connection between your mind and your hand. Right? Do you guys have your paper? Austin, do you? I can't see anything, Austin. I don't know. Austin, you're a shy guy? Okay, I can see. All right, I can see. So, Austin, I want you to focus on your circles, okay? Whenever I've seen your practice, I've seen a lot of scribbles, right? I want you to focus on circles, right? You need to begin to see forms. You need to begin to see the circles. And yeah, that's one of the primary things I wanted to talk about today also, right? About drawing, okay? And I want to show you some examples of, what drawing can reveal, okay? Now, so keep going with your circles as I'm going to be talking, right? So in the last session, we, did, we talked about drawing and we started looking at shapes, deconstructing reference images, right? As you saw in the video that I shared with R2D2, how I looked at one design and then I started, analyzing that design. And then as I analyzed that design, I got more ideas, right? And then I realized, oh, this looks like a vacuum cleaner. How many of you, Austin, did you see that video? Yes? You didn't see it?
No, sir, I haven't seen it, sir.
You haven't seen it. Ashmin, you have seen it, right? Oh, you guys haven't seen it? Oh, okay. Oh, you guys have to see it. All right. I've shared it on the group. Yes, Divyan. Yes.
I've seen it.
Yes, you've seen it, right? And so has Moana. All right. So, just a recap for the two guys who haven't
I've seen it.
Yes, thank you, Avi. So, in that I've shown the process I've taken. Okay, it's important. It's a very important video. You guys should see it. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it right now because we'll, spend too much time on that. But what I'm trying to say is that drawing, okay, is a skill that allows you to develop your ideas very quickly, and it will turn out to be a superpower in the future. I'll tell you why. So all of you guys know that AI is here. How many of you has used AI? Yeah, raise your hands. How many of you have used AI? Yeah, and how many of you have used AI to generate images? Yeah, Divyan, you have used AI to generate images, right? Ashmin, have you used AI to generate images? Yes. Okay. And what about you, Austin?
No.
No. All right. So if you have generated images, then I'm sure all of you realize that it's so simple, right? You just tell AI and it will make an image, right? You just tell AI and it will make an image. And it is pretty simple. But I'm going to demonstrate to you today that what is the real power of drawing, okay? So as I draw, okay, as I'm drawing like this and I'm warming up, you know, you will begin to unlock certain parts of your ability. Okay, this happens with any practice. Say if you go to the gym every day, right? Right now you can't probably do a pull up, okay, but if you go to the gym every day and you try to practice every day, eventually you will be able to do a pull up, right? And that's a skill that your muscle has finally learned, right, after doing a lot of practice, right? So your brain, your muscles, everything is kind of like a muscle only, right, that needs constant practice and training. Okay, and so drawing is that. As you draw, you're training your brain. All right, you're training your brain in visual understanding, you're training your brain in all kinds of shapes and creating a visual library. Now what happens with a visual library, okay, is that, okay, so are you guys feeling warmed up? Yeah? All right. I'm going to do a couple of circles. So what happens with a visual library is that when you start experimenting, when you start drawing and doing more, right, you begin to reveal something that wasn't there. Okay. So let me explain this a little clearly. All right. Don't save. Open. So this is what I had made a video yesterday about. So I'm just quickly showing this. So here we have reference images of Star Wars robots, okay? And I began to look at that. Then I saw it and I broke it. So I'm breaking it down into the basic shapes, okay? Then I built it, okay? So I started copying the shapes. Can you see? I started simplifying the shapes. See, this leg, this shape isn't like this. It's like this with a lot of detail, but I simplified it, right? And I drew a front and side. And as I'm drawing this, I'm not just copying, I am analyzing the shapes. I'm thinking more closely of the shapes and I'm enjoying this process, right? It is a study, okay? It is not just a plain copy. I'm studying the shapes, right? I'm closely trying to understand, अच्छा ये shape tilted है, ये arm tilted है, तो ये drawing में कैसे रहेगा? अच्छा ये यहाँ पे ऐसा tilted होगा, body ऐसा tilted होगा, but ये bottom का part है, that is on the floor, as I can see here, so there is a tilt on that as well. So I'm drawing shapes to try and, you know, fit that in, right? And then I am imagining that in the front view. See, in the front view it will probably look like this. So drawing the front view forces me to think about those things, right? And so this is me developing my visual sense. Now as I developed this, I began to realize that this guy looks like a vacuum cleaner, right? And so that gave me another idea. So I started looking at vacuum cleaners, right? And Ashwin, you with me, right? And Austin, you also with me, right? So I started looking at vacuum cleaners and then I used vacuum cleaner designs, all right? Like I found this and you can see there is a cylinder just like R2D2 and it has a wheel instead of an arm. And so I used the wheel to create this character. See, I just picked up that, right? And then I developed that further, right? And all of this I did very quickly. Then I found another vacuum cleaner like this and then I used that to make this guy, right? Now, when you use this kind of process, right, you will unlock something unique, okay? You will unlock something unique that no one has done before, no one has seen before, right? And that is the goal of this creative process in pre-production. When we do, yeah, good job, Avi. Good circles, very good circles. So this is the goal of our pre-production, where we are developing from our understanding and references and analyzing references and then just mixing and matching, putting them together like a collage, right? And when we do that, we'll arrive at something, right? Now let me show you, now I'll show you some more things, okay? So I'm going to show you one second, open recent. One second, guys. Yes, discard. All right. So now, see, I'll show you my studies, okay? Here. So, you know, these are some studies I've been doing. You know, I did this long time ago. Okay. So I've been, you know, so many of these are actually copied drawings. Okay. And I like how I showed you my process of doing R2D2, right? Or that robot. Same thing. I'm looking at drawings and I'm breaking them down into shapes, right? And then I am copying those shapes, right? And I'm developing. Now, as I was doing this, notice something that I came up. Instead of drawing a nose, I drew a line, right, for the nose, right? I simplified it further. Here also I draw a line and I simplified. See, I'm playing around. I'm just playing around, right? I'm just playing around with shapes. Okay. And so, you know, in this playful this thing, I finally, you know, started coming to, you know, these kind of designs, right? I was basically trying to come up with a unique character design, right? Unique. And so I'm, you know, looking at references, trying to draw something, right? And then I finally came down to these kind of characters. Can you see? I've completely changed the head ka shape, right? And you know, this didn't come, you know, I took a photograph of a family photograph of some royal guys, and then I kind of traced the body and then I changed the head. Now this is me mixing and matching, and the more I mixed and matched, I arrived at a unique design. Now this kind of a head and this kind of a character is not seen before, right? In fact, when I gave this to ChatGPT, it couldn't make this head. You know, when I started about 2 years ago, that time ChatGPT was not so good with images, right? And so it couldn't understand this design. But see, this is out of practice, see, look at this, right? Now, when you look at these drawings, you might be thinking, oh, I don't know, maybe will I be able to draw like this? But it's not about that. It's about experimentation. When you experiment, you will arrive at something. And you know what? You will not know what you will arrive at, right? It's the process. So now see.
Do what you're interested in.
Sorry?
Do what you're interested in.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. So now look at this. Okay. So you know, this character, now I made a bunch of them. Okay. So see, I developed them further, right? And I made a bunch of them. You can see they're all different. You know, I removed the nose, just had a line, so they look like a bird, and just played around with these shapes, right? And now I use this to give it to GPT, and now see what GPT has done. GPT made a 3D version of it, right? And then I use that. Now look at this. I use this drawing, I gave it to GPT, and I told it to make and this is what it did. Now these kind of looks, GPT can't do it on its own, right? It can't design this shape. It can't come up with this unique character, right? And so it's important. So out of my experimentation, I arrived at this, and only then can GPT create something like that, right? And so that's why your design and your exploration is of most importance, because that will lead to new things. GPT and AI and all, they all just take what's already there, right? It's up to us to give them new things. So as you grow older, you know, AI is already there, and everything that you do, AI is going to come in. But this is a foundational thing I want you to keep in mind, that AI is only as good as the input that you give it. And if you're giving input like this after experimenting and drawing and coming up with unique things, and also giving AI a visual prompt rather than a typed out prompt, gives you amazing results. Like for example, there's no way for me to prompt this, create a character with a snake like head. GPT would have done something else only, right? And so this is why I am focusing or asking you to get interested in drawing and develop your drawing skill at whatever level it is, right? As you do, you will get better and better, right? So look closely here. Now see, this is the kind of designs I created, right? And then, you know, I did this kind of a drawing. See this. Okay, so I had two friends who had gone for a scuba diving trip, and I used that same character with this long head and a neck, and I used that to give it to GPT and see what GPT has done, right? GPT has made all these amazing looking, final rendered images. But of course, it came from my design, right? Now, you can't prompt this, right? Until you have this kind of an image, right? And so this is what is important, okay? And then of course GPT made a whole lot of other things, right? You can see the characters it's made. All right, so this is what I wanted to kind of introduce you to. Okay, another thing is, let me introduce you to some other artwork. Okay, and I'm gonna, today's session we'll just look at some artwork, and I'm going to show you some techniques as well. But one second. Okay, before that, let's do a little demonstration. Okay, and you guys also can do this. So everyone with me, right, with the drawing part? Yeah. Okay, that's how important it is. All right. So now, guys, new open. Now all of you have your robots. Okay. All of you have your robots. Okay. And you've created some robot design. You've added some things, and you've done some things. Now it's time to give you some detail, right? Show you how to do some more detail. अभी तक हम लोग ने क्या किया? We have just put shapes, right? So as you can see here, I've used a cube, this kind of a cube here. Everything's cubic, right? With sharp edges, right? And of course, it's looking nice here because we have our cavity on. If you turn off cavity, not so much, right? Not so great. Okay, that's because cavity is on. That's why my model is looking so nice. But if I go into my material view, it's not going to be great, right? One second, huh? Scene lights. Yeah, it's not going to be so great. It's just going to be, like that. So we are going to look at a couple of things. Okay, so let me show you. Here I'm in the edit mode. Okay. So the first thing I want to introduce you guys to is something called subdivision. All right. So subdivision, right now what we've been doing is we've been, for any kind of object, okay, any shape that we need, we've been adding a new shape, right? And we haven't been using extrude and inset as much in these designs, only a little bit, right? So I want to show you something called subdivision, okay, which will help you add more detail to your objects. So let's look at, say, let me open a new file, general, don't save. Okay, so here we have our cube, okay, and I'm going to delete all that stuff. And so here we have our cube, okay. If I jump into my edit mode, you can see that the cube has just 6 faces and that many vertices, right? Now you might remember from level 1 where we made the terrain, right? What we did was we took a plane and we subdivided the plane. So what is subdivision? When you right click on the object in edit mode and you click on subdivide, it divides every edge of your geometry. Can you see? And here, if you don't click away.
Do we do that with loop cuts?
Sorry? Yes, I'm coming to loop cuts. Right? So it has now equally subdivided every face. And I haven't left clicked, so I haven't confirmed this. And before I confirm it, you can see that there is a menu here. And here you can see the number of cuts. Yes, Divyan?
Can't you just do this using loop cuts?
Sorry?
Can't you just do this using loop cuts?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But there are times when you want to subdivide everything. See, I'll come to loop cut and I'll show you the difference between loop cut and subdivide. All right. I'll show you the difference, but I'm starting with the subdivide. Okay. So here we have number of cuts and I can increase the number of cuts. So now right now it's 1. What does 1 mean? 1 means that each edge will be divided once. So you can see all my edges have one vertex in between. Every single edge will have one vertex. Now if I increase that to 2, see what happens. Every edge has now 2 cuts, right? Every edge has now 2 cuts. If I increase that to 3, every edge has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you can go all the way till 10. You can actually go all the way till 99, right? Now you want to be careful with this again, because the more faces you add, the heavier it gets for your computer, right? So sometimes if you make so many faces, your computer might just hang, okay, and not be able to work. So you want to keep this at a minimum that you want to use, okay? So say I'm going to keep it at 10. Yes, Moana?
I once, when we were making terrain, I by mistake did it to 100 and my computer hanged.
That's right, and that's what happened, right? That's absolutely right. So you can't go so high. Now, why are we adding? Why are we adding cuts? Okay, so cuts allows you to add more geometry, and when you add more geometry, then you can add a lot of different kind of things. Like for example, I can come in here and I can select a whole bunch of shapes, right? And I can extrude these. See? All right. So now if it's my robot, I can select a bunch of these shapes, and on this side also I can select that kind of a shape form, and then I can extrude this whole thing. Then I can deselect this and select, say, just select these guys and extrude that. And this way I can get a whole bunch of detail, right? Okay, now you want to keep in mind, one second, cavity, both, I'm going to bump this. Alright, one second, So that is extrusion, and now you can also select a bunch of objects and you can inset it. So see this, I'm insetting, right? And I'll show you another tool. If I press II twice, see what happens. Now I can inset individual faces. So I can extrude like that, or I can press II and insert just one face, extrude. See? And then I can extrude that and scale that, extrude that, scale that, extrude that and scale it. And this way I can make all kinds of shapes, right? Of course, now I've added a lot of geometry, right? And I'm going to come to something called a loop cut. So this allows you to create a lot more complexity, okay? So for now it's something for you to experiment with, all right? Experimenting. So this allows you to put some more detail instead of adding more objects all the time. Get what I'm saying? Everyone with me? So take a moment to do this on your computer. Take a cube, subdivide it, okay? So just to quickly recap, one second, AXD, Shift A, Mesh, Cube, click on the cube, jump into edit mode, with everything selected, A, right click, subdivide. And then in the subdivision, you'll have the menu, you can change the number of cuts, right? And then you apply it by left clicking, and now you can select the faces and you can do what you want to do, right? So go ahead, take a minute to do this. Right? I'm sure Divyan, you're far ahead of this, but just humor me. All right. I think even Austin also knows all of this. So, but those of you who don't know all of this, just do this once, right?
Even me.
Even you, yes. Even Avi is far ahead of this, but do this right now, okay? You probably didn't know II, right? II is inset twice.
I knew.
Yeah. Okay. Also, there are some other extrusion tools, like when you have a face selected, okay? Say I select one face on this side, and then I select another face on that side. Now I want to extrude both of them, okay? But if I extrude one, okay, look what happens to the other. The other went inside, right? So for this, what you can do is you can just right click with the face selected, right click.
Extrude along normals.
Yes, all you can do is just click on extrude along normals. So the normal, saw that? So when you right click on a face, you get some extrude and inset options, right? Then you have extrude individual faces. So that works when you have selected a bunch of objects. Right now, if I extrude this, these are all one face. It's become one face. But if I were to right click and extrude individual faces, you see what happens. G. See, they are individual, they are separate. G. They are all separate geometries. As opposed to if I were to select these and extrude, not individual but just extrude. Now if I click this and G this, see, look what happens. They are not separate, right? So there are some tools in the extrude menu. If you right click on it, select a face and right click, you will get them and you can play around with some of them, right? Under subdivide. Yes, Moana.
My cube became black. I don't know how.
What? Your cube became black. Have you
Yeah.
go back to solid mode?
I think because I zoomed out too much.
You might have gone into shading.
Yeah, you might have gone into shading as well. So in your outliner, just select your object and then go to view and frame selected. Okay. Okay, so everyone has experimented with this, right? And you can do further experimentation. So why am I showing you this? So that now when you are adding detail to your robot, okay, you can use subdivision and you can do some extrusions and insets to create some more detail, right? Now let's move on to the second part of this, okay? So subdivision, what does subdivision do? Shift A, mesh, cube. Okay, all eyes on my screen, okay? So subdivision subdivides everything, the whole mesh, okay? There are sometimes you don't want a subdivision on the whole thing. You just want specific, like for example, I want a band around this, like a belt, okay? Say this is the body of my robot and I want a belt around his body, okay? And so I want a band that is rectangular, that is square only, but how do I create that? So with the mesh selected, okay, there is something called a loop cut. So what is a loop cut? You know, anywhere where a edge, multiple edges connect and make a full circle is called a loop cut. Like for example, if I were to select this edge and I double click, right now this is not a loop cut, but I'll show you once I add a loop cut, okay? So I have this selected and the keyboard shortcut, one second, N. The keyboard shortcut for loop cut is Control R. When you hit Control R and you bring your mouse to one edge, you can see this yellow edge it's creating. It is just depicting. Okay, if I bring it to another side, it will change that. So it's showing me the possible loop cuts I can put. So what is a loop cut? A loop cut is a new loop of an edge. So you can see these are edges. Okay, and now it's asking me where. So I'm just moving my mouse around. Now say I want to make a belt. So I will left click here. So this finalizes the loop cut, right? And now I can position it. Okay, so say I want to position it up here. So I bring it up here and I left click. This finalizes that loop cut. Now when I click away, you can see what happens. See, I've added geometry. This is a different face. I have manually divided this face by adding a loop cut. Now let's look at the loop cut. If I double click on this edge, it will select all the edges in that. That tells me that is a loop. It is a single loop. That means the edges are looping around and connecting back. Okay. Now let me do that again. There's a bit more of detail in loop cut, so I will ask you to do and then I will demonstrate again. Okay. So here is here's the cube in edit mode. I am hitting Control R on the keyboard, bringing my mouse, and it is now asking where I want to put the loop cut. Say I want to put it on the top, so I bring it here and I left click. After I left click, it asks me where do I want to position it. Okay, so I can go ahead and position it anywhere, like I can position it here, left click. Okay, and when I left click, if I go to my face select mode, you can see now there are faces. Alright, so I want you to do this now quickly. Go ahead and create a cube, okay, and add a loop cut and finalize its position somewhere. Then I'll go to the next step. Go ahead and do this. What happened, Moana? You already done it? So add a loop cut and move that around, okay? And so the loop cut gets applied in two stages. You press Control R and that's the first stage where you are moving your mouse around trying to see which edge you want, where you want the loop cut. Then once you've decided that, you left click, so loop cut appears there. Then the second part is it's asking you where to position it. So as you move your mouse, you'll see that loop cut moving on that edge, right? So then you can left click again to finalize its position wherever you like, right? So that is the first step. That's the first level of adding a loop cut. Now we'll go to the next level and I'll show you the importance of it, right? So tell me if you're done. All right, Divyan, good job. Keep doing as I speak. So, moving forward from the drawing conversation. Yes, Moana.
When I'm double clicking each side, it's not selecting all the 4 sides.
All the 4 sides?
It's all the. Wait.
See,
Can
you have to have your cube in edit mode.
Yeah,
Then hit Control R.
I see.
And then bring your mouse to any of the edges. And you will see that orange loop appear.
Yeah, I did it till here.
Ah.
But when I'm double clicking each side, it's not selecting all the 4 sides.
Acha, it's not selecting the whole loop. Okay, then you're not
Yeah.
then you're not clicking exactly on the edge. On the loop you should click. It'll definitely click.
You can press Alt and that will select all 4.
Yeah, Alt also does that. In edge select, let me see. Alt. For me it's not working. Alt doesn't work. For me it's double click. Moana, it should select.
It's an older version.
It's not selecting?
Not selecting.
It's an older version alt.
Okay, it's an older version Alt, really? Okay, Moana, just give me your AnyDesk because it's important that you be able to select it, okay?
Second.
Give me your AnyDesk.
Just a second. Mine. I'll just 1 minute. Just a second. Any desk? Are you listening?
Yes. 83, na?
1083.
I got
Yeah.
it. 1083. Okay, quickly grant permission.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oops. Why does this happen? Okay, I've turned off my mic, so I can't hear you guys. Sorry, I have turned off my speaker.
Yeah.
So, Moana, go ahead and open your Blender. All right. Now double click on that. Okay. I'm taking control of your machine. All right. One second. Okay. So. Oh. Why is that not happening? Yeah, Moana. You have to use Alt. I don't know why that's happening. Alt and click.
Okay.
Divyan was right. Double click is not working. It's Alt and click. Saw?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all. Huh?
That's
It's Alt and click.
Wait.
Okay. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So it's Alt and click. I am not sure why that is. Okay, why your version is 5.1. I don't know why that is, but so that it is what it is. Okay, sometimes that happens. All right.
I am in 4.5 and
Yeah, and I'm in
double
5.
click doesn't work for me.
I'm in 5, and for me, Alt click isn't working. See, I'm pressing Alt and I'm clicking.
And
fact-
mine
Mine
double
is-
click doesn't work.
In fact,
Mine is Alt.
it's recording my left click as the center click when I'm pressing Alt. It's weird. Anyways, we got a solution, right? Alt click. Okay. So everyone was able to make a loop cut. Yeah. So once you make a loop cut, okay, you can move it around. Okay. So the way to move it, see, if I select my loop cut, I can, GX and see what happens, or GZ. See, I've got a different shape now, right? I can do things like this. All right. Or I can also slide the loop cut on this body, right? So the way to do that is to hit G twice, GG. This is called an edge slide. See, I'm sliding the edge, right? And this is very useful when you start developing things and building things. This is very useful. This is called an edge slide, and the way you do this is you select your edge loop by alt clicking or double clicking, and then you press GG. Okay, and then you can move around and then left click to finalize the position, right? And see, now you can also scale it. So I'm going to scale it. See, I changed my object, right? I can scale it up. Okay, I can also rotate it, right? Rotate it on X, but I would avoid doing that with this kind of a mesh, right? Because then what happens is you get this kind of bending, right? And this bending, there is no edge here, but that bend is an artifact, right? So you don't want to try to do those kind of things, but this is what you can do, right? You can scale it down, right? All right. So go ahead and just do this edge slide. GG, select your edge loop and slide it, scale it, move it, do that a little bit, right? Okay. Now we are almost done with this session. I just want to show you two more things and then you can try that on your model as well, right? And then the rest we'll do tomorrow, right? And basically what we're doing is a little more modeling skills so that you can do a little more with your block out, right? We don't want to get into like really final blocking out, like final modeling. We're just blocking out, adding a little more detail, giving you a little more tools, techniques to do experiment with, right? So everyone was able to do this with the edge loop? Yes? Yes? Moana? No? Okay. GG. And GG is edge slide. Is very good. Okay. Moana, were you able to do it? Where are you stuck?
Yeah.
Got it, no? Good job. All right. Now I'm going to undo this. So now if you want to delete a edge loop, okay, you select the edge loop and then you press X, okay. In X, it will say delete vertices, edges, faces, only edges and faces, only faces. Now if I delete edge, see what happens, okay. If I delete edges, you see, it deleted the faces also. Okay, because when you delete an edge, there is the faces connected with those edges also get deleted. Now I don't want this, right? So to delete this edge without losing the face is X, and you have to use something called dissolve edges, right? So when you dissolve edges, the edge just dissolves and goes away and you have your face. Okay, so that's a very important way of deleting your edges. Okay, so now I'm going to show you something important, okay, about edge loops. So here right now we've added one edge loop. Okay, so two things I want you to remember. First is when I hit Control R and I get an edge loop, okay, if I left click on it, okay, it creates one edge loop. Okay, and now if I right click on it, okay, instead of going to a position and left clicking, if I right click anywhere, see what happens. It jumps to the midpoint. Now this is a very important function. It jumps exactly to the midpoint of this edge. I right clicked. Okay, so let me do that again. I Control R, a loop cut appears. Let me do it on this side. Okay, I'll do it on, one second. I'll do it on the other side. Control R. I have left clicked now. So now I have a loop cut. Now I bring it to one side. It's almost on the left side completely. But instead of left clicking, I right click. And I right click, see what happens. It jumps back to the center position, right? It divides the edge exactly. Now this is a very useful thing because you many times you want the loop cut to come exactly in the center of this face, right? And this does that. You don't have to manually fidget with it, right? So right clicking is a way to bring your loop cut exactly in the center of no matter what it is. Let me show you. Like if I scale this, okay, and if I were to right click this now, sorry, tab, right click this now, okay, and I finalize this. Now if I were to right click, now look at that, it jumped right in the center of this long one. Everyone with me so far? Ashmin, you with me? Yes. Moana, are you with me? Yeah. Okay. So that is left click and right click. Now I'm going to show you another thing about the loop cut. Okay. So again, I'm in edit mode and I right click. Now with this select, without clicking left click. Okay. If I roll my mouse, okay, my scroll on my mouse, see what happens. It increases the number of loop cuts.
Can you repeat once?
Yeah, 1 second. So in my edit mode, I hit Control R. So only one loop cut shows up, right? And I haven't left clicked yet. Okay, I haven't left clicked yet. So before left clicking itself, if I were to use the scroll on my mouse, the scroll wheel, and I scroll up, you see, I've added 2 loop cuts now. Now wherever I try to apply, it will apply 2 loop cuts. I can change that number to 3, to 4, to 5, to 6, 7, 8. I can go infinite, right? And notice it's applying it only on one side. It is unlike subdividing, where subdividing will subdivide everything, right? And see, I'm scrolling down back and there you go. I have 2, right? So this is a way to add 2 loop cuts. Now I'm going to left click. Again, it's asking me where I want to put it. Now I want to put this exactly in the center. So I'm going to right click and there you go. Now you can see it has divided my face into 3 exact sizes. They are 3, the width is exactly the same. Okay, now I can do that on this side also. So Control R, do that, left click, and then again in the center, right click, and see, there you go. Now I've got a face exactly in the center. Now I can extrude this, or I can select both sides and I can right click and extrude along normals, and I get a shape like this, right? So the loop cut now, or I can, I have this loop cut now. Control R, make 2. Control R, make 2, position that, and say I want to bring it up here somewhere. Okay, and now I will select these faces, and I will extrude along normals. And see, I've accurately got this exactly in the center of of this side, but it's of course on the top, and I've got symmetry as well, right? Everyone with me? So just quickly go ahead and try to do add multiple loop cuts, right? Just take a moment to do that, okay, and then we'll close the session. Okay, so now you can use these things with your existing design. Like for example, I have this body here, and say I want to add some, I want to add a cube here, or I want to add an, inset. So I'm going to say add a loop cut, tab, Control R, add a loop cut here, Control R, add a loop cut here. Okay, and I can do something like this, right? Or I can Control R and add 2 loop cuts and then I can select all the edges, and then I can right click and extrude normals, and see I got a belt around him. And this way I can add detail, right, to my object. Say I want to add something here at the back, and I just select this face and extrude. I got that kind of a complexity on his head, right? And now this is, so I'm just giving you the tool. Now it's for you to start using it, experimenting with it, playing with it, right? And as you play with it, you will realize, oh, these are problems happening. I'm struggling with this, right? So I want you to come back with your questions, okay? So between today and tomorrow, experiment with these tools, right? Add some loop cuts, try to extrude, try to make some unique shapes, right? On your robot model itself, right? And so you're further developing your blocking, right? You're further adding some more detail. Okay, clear? Ashwin, you have any question? No? All right. Any questions, anyone? All right, cool. So we will meet tomorrow at 10:30. Okay, so what you need to do is, you need to take your designs that you already have, okay, and start putting some more detail on it. Okay, and I would suggest first put more detail with more shapes, and then for finer detail you can add loop cuts and extrusions and insets, right? And get creative. Don't worry, nothing's going to break. Okay, just keep saving your file and do some stuff. All right. Okay, and Austin, you came a little late, so I didn't see what you have. I want you to export some images and share it on the group, okay, of your designs. Okay, yes, Moana.
I wanted to show you something at the end of the class.
All right, so guys, you can log off. You want to show everyone or just me?
No, only you, only you.
All right, so guys, the session is done. All right, thanks for being here, and we'll meet tomorrow at 10:30. All right, bye. Yes, Moana, tell me. Show me. Oh, hi. Pichki. What's up? What's up? You're also learning Blender with me? I can't hear you.
I just came with her as safe to sit.
To chill out, huh? All right, all right.
Yes, yeah.
Saturday, Sunday. School शुरू हो गया?
नहीं, college is from 15th.
College is from 15th, na? All right, all right. Okay, guys, have fun. Okay.
Can you just call Abhi?
Abhi, yeah, 1 second. Abhi, Anika. Abhi, Anika, come here. See who's there.
Hi.
Hi, Prisha.
Prisha is also a Blender kid now.
But you have. Then now you're not in science. How will I play with you? I'm going.
But
to
you are also at Mulund now.
But I'm going to sign after lunch.
Yeah, and
I'll come. House.
I'll come at sign after lunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then get Moana also.
Okay, I get
Moana, you also come.
Papa will
But
give extra Blender session.
Attu won't be there. He
I
went to
know.
Japan.
That's why I'm calling you.
Attu went to Japan.
Yeah,
I know.
You know. All right, guys. So
You
let's.
come. Papa will give you an extra Blender session.
Okay, Moana. So do your assignment. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, on call.
Yeah.
Bye, Pichki.
Bye,
Bye.
Pichki.
Bye. Bye.
Pichki.